Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, Nurse's Ball. Not a fan of it. I'm gonna try to keep this as negative free as possible, but I'm just not a fan of them. So this episode, well, it just was not really a good episode. It wasn't a terrible episode, but it wasn't a good episode either. There was like sprinkles of story in there. So I felt myself fast forwarding more than I really cared to. Hell, I didn't even really sit there and write that many notes. But long story short, let's talk about Jordan real quick because I feel that Tiger is back. Well, Tiger isn't back. Tiger never left. He was never dead. They showed some flashbacks of him or some flash forwards. I think it was flashbacks of him showing her meeting some guy at the docks. I'm assuming that that's Tiger because it's something along the lines of, "Oh, you're looking pretty good." Like you're looking pretty good for a dead person. So I'm assuming that that's Tiger. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. All the other stuff with her, it really was just fluff, and I didn't really care. Let's talk about Liz for a minute because, well, I'm just gonna be cursing to be honest because she's been acting like an icy bitch for quite a while, and this episode is no exception because Franco calls her and she just, I don't know, she acts all nasty or whatever, like, "Oh, I'm at work, blah, 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 blah." And then she talks to Jason and she's like, "Oh, I don't even remember exactly what she said, except for the fact that, he may be reverting back to his bad boy ways or whatever." Again, no here or there, and to be honest, I kind of just didn't really care. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm going to be honest with you, and I said this yesterday, so I'm trying not to harp on it too much. Liz is the type of person that, well, she just looks down upon other people. She's very judgmental. She always has these judgmental looks on her face whenever she's looking at someone, and it's just like she acts as though her shit doesn't stink. She acts as though she's never done bad stuff before, but yet she always sits there and looks down upon other people, her and Lula. But yeah, she decides to go to the nurse's ball because, everyone else is doing that part and she wants to honor people, so she decides to go. And of course, when she gets there, she looks at Franco and Ava, and of course she has her crossed, her arms crossed or whatever, and I'm just like, really? I'm already not liking this episode, and you are really not helping my mood. The hell else? Oh, Nell. Pretty much tells Spinelli everything about Peter, and about his involvement, and the fact that he, was blackmailing, Shiloh was blackmailing Peter into getting him released and stuff like that, so, yeah. And Spinelli was like, "Well, why are you telling me? Why should I believe you?" And Nell's like, "Well, I don't really care." She has nothing to gain from this. And here's the thing. I felt like this was a way for the writers to try to shortcut, Spinelli and Robert getting on to Peter. Because Nell just decided to just tell them just because. There was no rhyme or reason. She just did it for no reason. And I'm like, that's the only way I could sit there and think of them, the writers, fast-tracking this whole Peter story. Which, by the way, let's just go to Maxine. Still hasn't told Peter. The end. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, with everything else that's going on, it just got to be kind of annoying. This whole thing, this whole nurse's ball, now they're doing some sort of telethon or whatever, and it's going to extend to tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, when I saw it said to be continued, I was like, "Fuck me. Are you fucking kidding?" Literally, that's what came out of my mouth when I saw it. I was like, of course it is. And I don't know if it's a way for them to stretch out the story of what's going on. And of course, Sam was, well, okay. So good news. good news is Kelly Monaco is back. So that's the good news. Bad news is, well, she's still acting like a bitch. So the minute she started with Brando, it's like, oh, seriously? I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way, and after a while, it just gets kind of annoying to see. And I'm not sitting there saying, she doesn't have her misgivings about what happened with Jason, but the whole thing with Molly and them sleeping together, it's none of her goddamn business. That's just number one. It's none of her business. Number two, the thing that really gets me irritated about this whole situation and why she's getting so upset about it, the reason why I'm so angry is because Brandon was like, I didn't know she was in a relationship. And instead of Sam sitting there saying, oh, okay, well, I understand now, whatever, she just starts acting like a bitch. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, he just said that he didn't know that your sister had a boyfriend. Not to mention the fact that, well, she came on to him. So this whole overprotective thing, I am so over it. I am so over it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's talk about Nina for a minute. Because this isn't really so much about the story, just about Nina in general. I like Nina up into the whole Willow Tate thing. And then after that, I felt like I just could not stand her character. And anything that she did afterwards, I was like, you know what, it's okay, it's fine or whatever, but I couldn't get past that. It's like I couldn't get past Brad trying to blackmail Michael into having sex with him. Everything he did after that, I didn't care. I didn't care about. I couldn't get past that. And I was sitting there thinking about this last night, about Sam's character. Now, here's the thing about Sam's character. Way back when I first started watching it, the one thing that really irritated me, the one thing that I felt like I couldn't get past with Sam's character, was when she sat there and she watched Jake get taken, and she didn't do anything. And she waited for hours before she told Jason anything. And she did that because she was upset with Jason. Now, yeah, she came through, I think she even helped or whatever, but it was one of those things where it's like, wow, you are just a terrible person. And it's not so much that I've gotten over that, but I don't harp on it as much. And I think because it's been so long ago that I sort of somewhat forgot about it as far as the feeling. But with Nina and the way she was acting towards Willow with this high and mighty attitude and this whole, oh, my stepdaughter can do no wrong, it just it nearly ruined it for me as far as her character went. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I think this is one of the reasons, and this is just my guess, this is one of the reasons why Michelle Stanford left. Because I heard something on Facebook about how she didn't like how she hated a certain thing that she had to do with Willow. And the way she was talking to her. Like, she hated it. And of course she took down her tweet or whatever, but like it just illustrated everything that was wrong with that whole story. And so seeing them today, seeing Nina and Carly kind of like getting along and everything like that, before the whole Tate thing, I would have been like, yo, I would love to see those two together, teaming up, doing something, or just even talking, because they're honestly two really cool and amazing characters. But I just can't get past the whole Willow Tate thing, so, yeah. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm gonna be honest, besides the stuff that I talked about, nothing else really happened that was important. They talked about the nurses' ball, and I was sitting there thinking today, and I talked about this yesterday, I was sitting there thinking today about how, what's her name? can't remember her name now. 1 second. Lucy. Damn. How Lucy is only relevant around this time period. And, yeah. Other than that, it just seemed like this really fake red carpet BS, and I just didn't care. I just really did not care. Yeah, you had a lot of people there. You had Ned there. You had Spinelli there. It was actually good to see Spinelli's character. Yeah, it was actually really good to see him. And, yeah, other than that, it just was an episode I really didn't care for. Honestly, to tell you the truth, here's the truth of the matter. If I just went on by review alone, this video would have been like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe even 3. Because not a lot happened about it. But I just kind of want to just kind of give more of my personal take on the characters and stuff like that. Also, since I'm on here, so I really do miss watching and reviewing Bold and the Beautiful and Days. Hell, actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss watching Days a little bit. And I'm gonna talk about this in my next video that I'm gonna be doing. As far as Days goes, because it's a very... First of all, I don't have the time to actually do all 3 of these. All 3 of them. Which is something that sucks, because I do want to get to a point in YouTube where I'm able to actually do all 3 of them, when I'm just able to wake up, do some videos and talk about it, and then do some other videos or whatever. But I really miss like just talking about Days and talking about Bold and the Beautiful. And I'm still considering like rewatching Bold and the Beautiful, but there's some stuff on Netflix that I want to watch, so it's just time. But I don't know, I'm gonna do it in the next video. But yes, I do miss watching and reviewing the Bold and the Beautiful. And I want to thank people who have been watching my videos. And even though I have been watching Bold and the Beautiful, I still appreciate so much for the people that still watch my General Hospital videos. And yeah. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate, you know, thanking me, you know, just wishing me well, as far as, you know, sending me positive vibes or whatever, as far as, this whole military process goes, you know, joining the Navy and everything like that. And, I want to thank each and every single person for just, you know, for all the positive stuff that people have been writing in the comment section. It really means a lot to me, and I cannot thank y'all enough. So yeah, I'm gonna go on that note, and I'm sitting there thinking like, well, I can't wait to see, you know, I can't wait to talk about, I can't wait to get on camera and just talk. But as far as General Hospital next episode, they did sprinkle in some story, so it's not going to be completely pointless, but I don't know. I look forward to talking to people about General Hospital and just talking in general more than I will about this future episode. I just can't wait till they get over this Nurses Ball thing and they can just get back to the regular story. And then I can really start like having some excitement for GH. So, I mean more excitement. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and I will catch you in the next video.